Hello and welcome to the Creatia Conversation. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Word Mad Ritter. This is your number one news source for all that nerdish on Pornhub. And I'm here with my co-host today, Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe, host of the She Leads Showcase Inside the Mind of In the Crowd. I said it. I did.
You said it. You
did
it. You did it.
Even though it's not a thing. And story time with Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe. How you doing, Katie?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
Will, you are first.
Good job, Will.
Very proud of you. What you been watching? You been playing anything? What you got going on outside of the world of wrestling and horror? Because that's all we ever talk about.
Well, there was so much wrestling this past week. I haven't played anything. I am on season 14 of CSI now, so we're cruising. But other than that, no, I'm not doing anything.
What's up, Justin? How's it going, man? Will said I just finished an interview and the notification as soon as I finished. Yeah, see, I was in the middle of sending the tweet out and I didn't hit the loop button so that it continued to loop the intro. And then it just started on me and surprised me. But hey, here we are. We're talking. So tweet sent out now. It is what it is.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. I've been playing a little bit of Jedi Order. I have a feeling that this game is going to be huge. I got my ass kicked by a Rancor for like 15 fucking minutes. I just kept respawning and trying over and over and over again. Finally fucking killed it. And then I called it a night the other night. But yeah, no, there was a shit ton of wrestling, which we're going to talk about. We had Battleground on, we had Night of Champions on Saturday morning. So morning of champions, afternoon of champions.
Afternoon of champions.
And then side by side, for those of you who decided to torture yourself that way, we had NXT Battleground and Double or Nothing. I just watched Battleground, but I did check out some stuff from Double or Nothing. So
yeah,
we will get into that. Yeah, I watched all that shit. Kate and I started watching the Dungeons and Dragons movie last night. So with the way my cable works, right? If I start watching a show and I'm recording that show, like that works, that's fine. But I can't start watching the recording until it's finished recording, which didn't used to happen with DirecTV. DirecTV, I could just go start it and whatever was recorded. And since we switched over to Comcast, it doesn't let me do that anymore. Now I can't start the recording. So I gave Zoe a bath. I put her down. It was like 7:30. And I put on USA, but it only does like half an hour. So by the time I got down there, I was going to miss the beginning of the first 10 minutes of the show. And I didn't know what they were. And I don't like watching a show like 10 minutes in and having missed the beginning and then like going back and watch. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just wait till 10 o'clock. I'll watch all of Raw. And then I got all of the bad news from all of my friends about how much I'm going to hate Raw. I'll talk about that on Friday. We'll blow you up here tonight. So anyway, I was like, fuck it, what are we going to do? And Kate's like, oh, the Dungeons and Dragons movie is on Paramount. You want to watch that? So we started watching that, and she started falling asleep near the end. What's up, Clark Street? And it was like 10 o'clock, so I shut it off. I went and watched Raw, and we'll finish it at some point. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like I'm on the edge of my seat. I need to stay and finish this movie.
I feel like that's a reasonable response to that movie.
Yeah. Also, getting caught up on Batwoman. I got caught up on Stargirl and got caught up on Superman and Lois, not Lois and Clark. Those are two different shows. One has Dean Cain, the other doesn't.
That's true.
You're gonna have to wait until Friday. I can't blow my load Tuesday when I have to blow it again on Friday. So
that's just not how that works.
But you'll get some stuff about what happened this weekend. And Katie, let's get into a little bit of newsy time. Though it's not really, I mean, it is news, but it isn't. It's going to be a discussion. So how did you feel about Battleground overall?
Overall, it wasn't bad. Like, I was kind of complaining a little bit about like the go home shows for everything. So I was like, yeah, they're not doing doing a lot to get me excited.
Yeah, they weren't good.
No, they weren't. But so I was one of those crazy people. I was watching Double or Nothing and Battleground at the exact same time. I will never do that again. I'm just saying. It was awful. But I did find myself watching more of the Battleground stuff because it was better.
Interesting.
Stating fact.
Well, we do have new NXT Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton, and her and Lyra Valkyria put on a banger of a fucking match. That was fucking fantastic.
Oh, it was beautiful, and it was the longest match of the night.
Hey, you guys. What's up, Ramani? The Go Home Show for Halloween Havoc 1997 was fantastic, which you guys, well, you should have. And if you want to, you can go check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/Creatia World, wherever that link is, somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. And there, for just $1, you can get Travis and I doing Return to Wrestling, where we go back and we watch WCW. Starting from the very first Nitro and work our way to now where we're at in 1997 with Halloween Havoc. So for $1, you get the entire back catalog of that podcast plus a new episode every month. We cover all of the Nitros leading up to a pay-per-view and that pay-per-view. And pretty soon we'll be covering the Thunders too. So the format's going to change a little bit, but we'll be doing Nitro and Thunder and the pay-per-views. Also, you get Multiverse with Travis and Mara, where they talk all things DC superhero stuff. Not all things DC superhero stuff. It's the animated movies. They talk the animated movies. It's not everything. I mean, I'm sure there's some discussion in there, but it's not everything. It's about animated movies, breaking those down, watching those, reviewing those, thoughts like that. And that whole back catalog of all the DC animated stuff that they've done is also available right there for $1. Same dollar. $1, 2 shows.
It's the same dollar. It's crazy.
New episodes and back catalogs. And listen, I am actually surprised how many people showed up. We got Clark Street, we got Justin, we got Travis, we got Amani, we got Will. This early in the morning. I appreciate you guys for coming and checking us out here at twitch.tv/Creatia World. And if you haven't already, please throw us a follow, and if you can, a subscription. If you got Amazon Prime, you got Prime Gaming, you can link your Prime Gaming to your Twitch account, and you can get a free subscription every month that costs you absolutely nothing. You take that money out of Jeff Bezos' pocket and you put it in the pocket of your favorite Twitch streamer. And if that was me, I'd appreciate it. I say it all the time. I think I deserve it. I think I'm fucking awesome, and you should too. So you want to throw that at me or Travis or Vince? I guess they're here too. Or for the guests, guests like Katie that we have, that'd be great. Or you can be watching us for free over at YouTube at youtube.com/Creatia World, where again, it's free to do all that stuff, to like, to subscribe, to comment, and to flick the bean, that little notification bell up there. So you get notified every time we go live. We would appreciate it. What, you don't?
No.
Have you flicked the bean for Creatia World yet, Katie? Over on YouTube?
Of course.
We appreciate that. I have to. So has Travis. I'm sure Amani has. Oh, Devin's working from home, so he's got time to chill. We appreciate it, man. But yeah, no, Battleground. Tiffany Stratton, your new NXT Women's Champion. Banger of fucking match. I know you enjoyed the main event.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I? Come on now. I mean, Tiffany and Lyra killed it. Like I said, the longest match of the night, which I guess makes sense. Like I said, I was trying to focus on 2 shows at one time, so time wasn't even real on Sunday. But like the main event, the tag match, the women's match, that last man standing was disgustingly brutal, and I loved it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm surprised because I have not been about Dijakovic, Dijak, whatever he wants to go by now, in the racist cop gimmick. I have not.
Yeah.
However, him and Ilya Dragunov beat the holy hell out of each other.
Yeah. I was just like, how is it still going? Like, how much pain? I think you called it like torture porn a few weeks ago. That's exactly what it was. It was crazy.
They kicked the shit out of each other. Yes, he is still around, Travis. Still around NXT, but still around. And main event, Braun Breaker loses to Carmelo Hayes, who retains his NXT championship in a hell of a match. Like, I love heel Braun Breaker. I do. I love Carmelo Hayes. They have insane fucking chemistry together. Like, it's one of those wrestling soulmates, Katie.
Whoa. Oh, crazy.
Maybe you could put them on the next edition of Wrestling Soulmates and then come back to it in 10 years when they're on the main roster, main eventing WrestleMania. It probably won't even be 10 years, but you know what I mean.
Not gonna be 10 years. Yeah, I mean, it's a good little start there. But like Bronze Spear to Mello and the 2.999, I legitimately thought Mello was going to lose, and I almost had a heart attack.
I thought Braun was going 3-time NXT champion.
I would have thrown everything in this room.
Yes, Travis, they kept him but released Keith Lee, and now Keith Lee's, living his best life, tag teaming with Goldust over in AEW, so not really being on TV.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the Battle Royal.
What was that Battle Royal for?
The Intergalactic International Championship.
Yeah, the Intergalactic International Championship Battle Royal. Who won that?
Orange Cassidy, of course.
Oh, so he fought everyone on the roster and still kept his belt.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it did come down to him and Swerve, which I feel like that's probably going to be his next singles focus is Swerve, because the two of them, I think, for 5 minutes just went at it, just the two of them. So it's going to lead to that, and I think Swerve probably will be the one to finally dethrone Orange.
This is why I just watched WCW. I already know. Listen, I am this close to turning Smack and Raw into a old school Raw SmackDown recap with AEW sprinkled in, just like giving Katie and Vince an episode of Raw and SmackDown to watch, and then the current episode of AEW, and letting that be the show with the way WWE's been doing me lately. So, this close. So Swerve and Orange Cassidy. Cassidy gets the win.
Mm-hmm.
What else? So we talked. We got no news on the Don Tony D'Angelo and his arrest, unfortunately, at Battleground. So we don't know what's going on with my boy Tony and those crooked ass fucking cops that are framing him for whatever's going on.
Well, we'll probably find out something tonight. It's Tuesday.
We'll find out tonight. We're supposed to find out tonight who the mystery hooded thick woman in black leggings that's been assaulting all the women in NXT is. And Katie's praying to God it's not Blair Davenport.
It better not be Blair, and it better not be Tessa. That's all that matters. I saw something, ironically enough, today before she announced her pregnancy. Someone was like, what if it's Alexa Bliss? And I was like, that'd be interesting.
I did not know Alexa Bliss announced her pregnancy.
Yeah, her and Ryan Cabrera announced that they are having a little baby due in December.
Fuck yeah, congrats, Alexa. That's why I mean, now I feel good about missing her, because that's awesome. Her and Carmella going to have babies together.
Dude, this is Babies Are Wrestling 2.0. This is crazy. Everybody's pregnant.
Hell yeah. No, that's great for them. Even though I think she could do better than Ryan Cabrera, but that's neither here nor there.
Stop.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Anyway. Yeah, no, that's awesome for them. We had Creeds versus Gallus at Battleground, right? How was that for you?
That was good. I mean, I'll never not like the Creeds. Julius Creed is a monster of a human being. Brutus, I love Brutus too, but I don't know. Julius is kind of just the star.
Julius has the personality. Brutus wrestles the way I like to watch guys wrestle. He's just a big dude that throws people around. Yeah. He's got that size, but he is not an attractive man in any way, shape, or form. His brother got all the looks and personality, and he got all the brute strength.
Well, Brutus.
Yep, exactly. See, you're there.
I'm there. I think wonder it is the same person.
Anonymous. Oh, I would hope so. Because if we reveal one and not the other tomorrow, then I'm gonna be very sad. Or tonight, yeah. Fuck, it's Tuesday. Time's not real. It was a 3-day weekend.
Time's 100% not real. I gotta do that.
And then we had Ivy Nile and The Rock's daughter Ava Raine mix it up during that match a little bit, because Ava's got a problem with Ivy.
Which I'm excited to see the match between the two of them once it happens, if it actually does happen, just a one-on-one.
We need more Ava Rain wrestling because I need more of what she's offering and need her to get that experience.
Oh, 100%.
I think the only other thing is the one match on the card I didn't give a fuck about, which was the North American title triple threat.
The Heritage Cup too.
Oh, so yeah, the two matches I didn't give a fuck about. Listen, I like the idea of the Heritage Cup. I like the idea of the Heritage Cup being like a once a year tournament thing, not like another kind of championship that they defend where they carry around this giant trophy every week. Like Also, British rounds matches are cool every now and then, not once a week, 2-3 times a month. Like,
yeah, that was interesting because like I've been open. I didn't really watch NXT UK like at all, so that was like my first time kind of experiencing that stuff, which it was cool, but the random faction now of Noam Dar, Mensa, Lash, and Jakara. It just seems like a lot of different pieces kind of just pushed together.
I was literally about to say that, Travis. Well, we do know that Noam Dar has a type.
Which, like, it's a great type. I'm not saying he's wrong.
We do know that Katie and Noam Dar have a lot in common. I am just really surprised that, like, Oro Mensah came out for whatever reason and backed him because it was Noam Dar versus
Dragon Lee.
Yes, and Dragon Lee was essentially out there, you know, doing his thing. Like he was doing Dragon Lee shit, and it was like for what? Because it's kind of like a boxing match. Like you've got, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Heritage Cup, you've got 3-minute rounds, and whoever has the most points at the end is the winner. You can score a point by pinfall or submission during the round, but after the 3-minute round ends, then they break, they go to their corners, blah blah blah. New round starts. So, and I think it's what, 3 rounds or 5 rounds? 5 rounds?
I think it was 5, yeah.
Yeah. So, Dragon Lee's out there, and that's the problem I have with the Heritage Cup British rounds matches is that the action breaks after 3 minutes, and they go to and then you have to build it back up, and then you know you get stuff like Noam Dar hitting that elbow after the bell goes off, and
yeah, like I saw a lot of people being like that should have been like a disqualification, and he should have lost because he didn't.
Should have lost a point, yeah.
Oh, see, I thought it was like if you got DQ'd, you lose the whole thing. That was my understanding.
No, I think your opponent just gets a point, but I could be wrong there.
Oh, I have no idea.
But yeah, no. We had Lash and Jakara come out and assist Noam Dar with the win. We had Oro Mensah causing distractions on the outside, and Noam Dar just found himself 3 cool black people to hang out with. You know, he went from Alicia Fox to 2 beautiful black women. So, you know, upgrade.
Yeah, a little bit of an upgrade.
And then, like I said, Wesley retained his North American title against Joe Gacy and their other opponent that doesn't matter.
Tyler Bate.
Yeah. Tantric Tyler.
Big Strong Boy.
I like Big Strong Boy Tyler. I don't like this Tyler. I don't give a fuck about Wesley. Okay, he says it's 6 rounds of DQs do end the match as well as knockout.
Oh, okay. Sounds close.
So, I'd like to see a knockout. A KO in this would be cool. Not Kevin Owens. I know where you're going. Overall, I really enjoyed Battleground. We already talked a little bit about Double or Nothing with Orange Cassidy winning. I think the biggest news, besides the exploding super kick that set the internet on fire, was exactly what Katie wanted. Exactly what Katie wanted. The return of Chris Statlander becoming your new TBS Women's Champion and ending Jade Cargill's TBS Championship reign after 60 wins.
It was perfect. So, like, I didn't expect it. Like, I was, like, hoping for it. But, you know, when Mark Sterling came in and was like, Jade's dominant 60-0. She'll take on anyone, anytime. And I heard Statlander's music. I was like, no way, she's actually back. Looking beautiful as ever, strong as ever. I love Chris Statlander so much, and this was the moment she finally like earned and deserved. So I'm so fucking happy Chris Statlander's back. And it was time. Jade needed to. That title reign was doing nothing for Jade anymore.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know where we go with Jade from here though, and I'm interested. I also heard that this was probably Jade's best match, or at least out of her recent batch, that her and Taya really showed out.
Yeah, this, like, both women, this was definitely like Jade's best match by far. And like from that into like she got little offense with Statlander, but the offense she got was still good.
And this should make all of the internet people happy that were like, oh, why are they going to give the belt to Taya? Why would they give Taya a title shot? She's new. She just got there. What about all of the OG women that deserve? Okay, you got one. Chris Statlander won the belt. Shut the fuck up.
That's all I wanted. That's all I needed.
Who won the tag team title match, Katie?
Oh, it'd be FTR.
Thank fucking God, because if Jeff Jarrett was a champion in 2023, I was going to lose my shit.
It was a bunch of chaos, as you would expect. Mark Briscoe being the ref.
Sabu!
Well, not Sabu, not in this one.
Oh, no, that was the other match, yeah.
That was the other match, which disappointed me, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll go there. That's also very true. Jade's had some good matches.
She has had some good matches. Like, I know a lot of people say she's green, she's this, she's that. Given the right opponent, she can really show out. And I really think she's developed. And like I said, now I'm curious as to see what they do with her and where she goes, because her entire character for however long now has pretty much been the undefeated NXT or TBS, not NXT.
NXT.
Women's champion.
Whoa.
She maybe that's where she's going. Yeah, that's what she needs to do now. So it'll be interesting to see how she carries herself without that belt hoisting her up, or without hoisting that belt up.
Yeah, I mean, I think she'll be fine. They'll probably like give her some time, and then kind of maybe after all in it, they might kind of start pushing her up to the main women's title. If I were to guess.
But FTR retains. Clusterfuck.
Oh my! Karen hit Aubrey Edwards with a guitar, which I don't know. There was so much going on. FTR retained, that's all that really matters. I can't stand Jeff. I hate Karen. Jay Lethal's just there. It was. I just want this to be over. I'm just happy we're done with this.
I know you're also happy that War Daddy won his ladder match against Christian Cage.
Well, yeah. I mean, he pulled off a swanton better than fucking Jeff Hardy did.
I saw the clip, and all I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, is I have been trying to tell you this man has no business back in wrestling, that this man should not be here. I watched him go for the Whisper in the Wind, or whatever that, I think that's the Whisper in the Wind, where he and just fall flat on his ass and fuck it up. I know that Young Kings Wrestling had some concerns about his well-being in the town that they were holding the show in. So I'm not gonna say I'm not making any assumptions that is to why. He's old, his body's beat up. It probably gave out on him.
He should have been wrestling in the first place. Him and Matt, like.
How was the Christian Cage Wardlow ladder match though? Overall,
it wasn't bad. Good use of like. Exactly. Good use of Luchasaurus towards like the very end. I'm glad that they kind of like held Evil Barney off for a while. Arn Anderson bit Luchasaurus' finger and was bleeding everywhere. I looked away for a second because again I was trying to watch two things at once, and I turned back and Arn Anderson's face is just bloody and gross, and Luchasaurus' finger from like here up is just like bloodied. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, no. So Arn Anderson in AEW is not like any Arn Anderson you have ever seen, Travis. He's pulling out make-believe guns. He's biting fingers. Yeah, no, he's a whole thing. Arn Anderson in AEW may be the best work Arn Anderson has done character-wise.
I mean, even when he was slapping the shit out of Cody Rhodes, like, that shit was great. And then I think it was like Vince and Will talking last night on Botchbot and Chair Shots, but Vince was like, well, if people like shouldn't be biting, or I don't know, something. I was like, well, Ace Steel has rabies and bit someone backstage. That doesn't count. Like, Shayna Baszler biting Becky was in a ring. Arn Anderson biting Luchasaurus' finger was in a ring. Like, there's differences here.
I mean, I have no problem with biting. Some people like it.
I mean, I don't have any problem with biting either, but, like, Vince was like, well, why aren't they getting into, like, you know, Vince doing Vince things, but, like, kind of joking. I was like, well, that was backstage. This was in a ring. That's why there's no consequences.
Yeah. We also have a new AEW Women's Champion in member of the Outcasts. I'd like to believe that Saraya is the leader, but there's no clear leader there. It's just three badass women hanging out together. Toni Storm defeats Jamie Hayter, who is injured.
Yes.
To become not interim, but official AEW Women's Champion, even though they retconned it later. So two-time AEW Women's Champion.
Two-time. I mean, I was not expecting, like, the beatdown of Jamie in the beginning, and then the Outcasts literally dragging her out. So I was a little surprised by that. But again, it makes sense. You don't want to give Jamie a whole lot of offense because she really is injured, and they won't tell us the extent of anything. So,
yeah. So it was a short match.
Yeah,
people weren't happy.
I was okay with it. I mean, like I said, I knew Jamie was injured going into it. I mean, she still got hell of offense. She still hit the Haterade, but couldn't capitalize on it because it was her injured arm. But, like, so she still got offense, but when you include the fact that Ruby was out there and Saraya was out there, but Britt ran Saraya off, but again, Ruby was still out there in the side of Toni Storm. So
let's talk about Miss Britt Baker and her future going forward, because I understand that there was a match between her boyfriend, husband, man of sorts, you know, Adam Cole, and he was in an intergender tag team match with or an intergender singles match. It wasn't a tag team match with a very old woman by the name of Karen Jericho. Sabu was out there. That got the right match this time. That was one.
That was right.
You're not happy. Why are you not happy?
No, because yeah, there were the shenanigans in the beginning. You know, all of the jassles, Roddy, Sabu went through a table in the first, like, 2 minutes of the match. It happens. And then they all kind of just literally cleared out. They all were gone by, like, minute 5. Everyone was gone except Jericho and Cole, which I was fine with, but it just, chemistry wasn't there. I'm blaming 100% on Chris Jericho because it's Jericho. I don't know, something wasn't right, and it irritates me because this was Cole's, like, big match back on a pay-per-view since he's returned. But, like, the ending was weird because they just stopped it because Cole was beating the shit out of Chris Jericho in the face, and they kind of just stopped the match. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
So did Jericho technically win because of that?
No, Cole still won.
But it's unsanctioned, so there's not really a winner.
Exactly. Like, Cole's match with Kyle O'Reilly in, like, an unsanctioned match type thing at whichever takeover it was a few years ago, that was
Kyle,
fantastic.
Let's be clear, it was a very specific Kyle, and he sucked.
But the match was still good.
Yeah.
This was terrible.
And I blame Karen. Not Jericho.
Yeah. I blame both.
And you don't think it's over? Because I thought I saw something about Jericho and Anna Jay versus Britt Baker and Adam Cole being a thing.
Jericho and Saraya.
Oh, Saraya, that's what it was.
Britt and Cole.
I just assumed JAS. Why would you
think?
Yeah, but no, makes sense.
Well, yeah. Well, one member of JAS's women is pregnant, and
Another one,
then
yeah. Because
which
Sammy
that
doesn't
was
know how to
cute.
wrap it up.
Hey, a lot of people apparently don't. So
Not
there's a
right
lot
now.
going on right now. Yeah, I mean, it would logically it would make sense to be Anna Jay. But no, let's throw Saraya into this too and not end this feud like it should have been done. And now Cole has got sucked into this stupid Jericho vortex. And I'm mad. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen.
JJ said on Everything Pro Wrestling that these are leading to the show in England, which I guess makes sense, but I don't like using pay-per-view shit to lead into another big show. Like, this is where either feud should begin or blow off, not just be transition shit, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
What else happened? Oh, the main event. I heard Takeshita did what everyone knew he was going to do, and he bled with the BBC, and then he joined the BBC, and now he's got a BBC of his own.
When you bleed with the BBC, you become a part of the BBC. I said it when it happened, like months ago, and I kind of did expect Ibushi to show up after the fact because that's kind of what they've been like leading to is this 5-on-5. Yeah, but he didn't show up, and I was okay with it. Takeshita was there, and now everyone's boycotting Cinnabon because Takeshita.
Yeah.
Which, whatever, that's fine. The match was, crazy and anarchy as it's so deemed. There's a lot going on.
Exploding super kicks and all.
Which I knew was going to happen because Matt Jackson said a while ago after the thumbtack shoe made its comeback, which him super kicking the shit out of Candice LeRae with that shoe is still one of the most gruesome things I've ever seen in my entire life. But when that made its resurgence, Matt said he wanted to explode. Yeah, I did. He wanted an exploding super kick.
AEW fans are boycotting Cinnabon because Takeshita loves turned. And he turned.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Expecting the AEW debut of Dakota's Bushy. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, last but not least, everyone's favorite rap bastard, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, did what he should have done, defeated the other three pillars, and then went and continued to steal my shit in the press conference because it's what he likes to do.
That's what he does, Matt. You know this by now. Well, there was also the trios match with the Acclaimed and House of Black.
House of Black won. Always bet on Black, no matter what Anthony Bowen says.
Oh yeah, and then bringing Dominic into this and Rhea. How dare you, sir?
I did hear about that. Something
it was
about
funny.
Buddy being cucked by a guy named Dominic.
By a kid named Dominic.
Yeah, a kid named Dominic.
Yes, which I thought was funny. But no, that match was great. Of course, as always, we love the House of Black and the Eclipse. So yes, but what originally was going to be the main event, or as they dubbed it, the co-main events, which if it's not the last match, it's not a main event, fuckers. Like, let's get this straight across all the boards. It's not a main event if it's not the last match.
I agree.
But it was good. Max's comments like during the match are the funniest fucking things ever. I need him like mic'd up every match now because the amount of like, what the fuck? And just called Sammy a fucking idiot like during the match. It made me laugh because like I didn't necessarily fully care about the Four Pillars match. I cared about like what was gonna happen and like them all using their mentors' moves was kind of cool. So I mean, because everyone popped when Max did a Crossroads because Cody, of course. There was some actual really good spots throughout that match, and he won with a headlock takeover on Darby.
As long as Darby took the pin, I'm happy, because fuck Darby Allin.
Darby did.
And you did confirm Darby is climbing Mount Everest next year, so I know who's going in my bonus slot on my Deadpool next year.
Yeah, they just happened to like mention next year Everest in commentary, so I was just like, oh, I have to tell Matt.
Fuck yes. They asked him about New Japan and the upcoming show in the press conference, and he called New Japan a glorified indie and all sorts of shit, and just basically went on to steal my whole gimmick like he did when he started calling Takeshi to take a shitta, because Maxwell Jacob Freeman respects us Jews and watches my show and won't give me credit for it because he's a rat bastard, but he's just making all my shit popularized for everyone else. So
he might be a rat bastard, but he's everyone's favorite rat bastard.
Yeah.
That's his tagline. You're welcome, Max.
If you enjoy Double or Nothing for free and didn't pay for it, you got some extra funds in your pocket, we have some places that you could maybe go spend those. So here's a word from our sponsors.
Spice things up in the bedroom, then it's time to check out Adam and Eve. Because you see, Adam and Eve is the leading adult toy store that offers a wide range of products to help you explore your sexual desires. Whether you're looking for something to use solo or with a partner, they have everything you need to satisfy your cravings. From vibrators to lingerie, bondage gear to lubricants, AdamandEve.com has it all. And the best part, you can shop with confidence, knowing that all their products are of high quality and backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. That means whether you bought a dildo, sex swing, penis ring, vibrator, anal sex toy, bondage toy, couples toy, lube, or accessory, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. No questions asked. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Adam and Eve is giving you 50% off almost any item on their website. That's right, 50% off. And if you act now, you'll also get free shipping. So go to adamandeve.creationworld.com and use the offer code erotica at checkout. That's erotica at adamandeve.creationworld.com for 50% off almost any item and free shipping. Don't wait. This offer won't last very long. The link is in the description. Attention dog lovers. Are you looking for high quality products to spoil your furry friend? Then you need to check out dog.com. Because you see, dog.com is the go-to online store for all your dog-related needs. They offer a huge selection of dog food, treats, beds, and more. Plus, they have products for all types of dogs, from puppies to seniors and everything in between. And the best part, you can shop with confidence knowing that all their products are made with your dog's health and happiness in mind. Dog.com only stocks top-rated brands that you can trust, so you can rest easy knowing your dog is getting the best. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Dog.com is doing a big warehouse clearance sale. And all you have to do is go to dog.creationworld.com and you can get up to 80% off on all sorts of items like toys, treats, bones, harnesses, bowls, leashes, and anything else you can think of. So go to dog.creationworld.com and take advantage of this sale right now. Spoil your furry friend with the best products from dog.creationworld.com today. Link is in the description. Are you tired of feeling sluggish and unfocused throughout the day? Then it's time to try Dubby, the ultimate energy source. Dubby is a powerful, clean energy drink that is designed to help you stay alert and focused no matter what life throws your way. Whether you're a student, a busy professional, an athlete, or especially a gamer, Dubby can give you the boost you need to take on the day or the night. It also contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. And the best part, Dubby is made with high quality ingredients and is completely sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and is keto-friendly. So you can enjoy the energy boost without any of the crash, jitters, or angst that comes with traditional energy drinks. Simply mix Dubby with water and you'll have a delicious, refreshing energy drink that can help you power through your entire day. And with a variety of flavors to choose from, including Galaxy Grenade, Beach and Peach, and Dragonade, you're sure to find one that you love. So go to w.creationworld.com and order your W today. And for a limited time, use code Creatia at checkout to get 10% off your order. That's Creatia at w.creationworld.com for 10% off. Try W today and feel the difference. The link is in the description.
The link is in the description. And is there, I mean, I feel like there was supposed to be a shit ton of matches. Is there anything else that we didn't cover from Double or Nothing that mattered that you can think of?
That mattered. No.
We got our 2 women's matches.
Yeah. They're moving up.
Surprisingly. All right. Then let's get into how we kicked off Memorial Day weekend in the morning. Afternoon of Champions happened in Saudi Arabia. Seth freaking Rollins, your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, defeating AJ Styles, who doesn't know his fucking place. Awesome fucking match. They fucking killed it. Kicked it off fantastically. Great way to start the fucking pay-per-view.
Oh, I mean, you have 2 generational talents. Like, AJ might not know his place, but he's been going for 20 years in the ring, and he still is just as good as he was back in TNA. And Seth fucking Rollins. I mean, he's a goddamn star, and I'm so happy he won. I love Seth as champion already.
No, it was a hell of a match. Seth again holding that title, just being Seth Rollins with that belt. I'm seeing it on him last night around his waist. I'm unsure how I feel about the design. From the
really?
Certain angles, I really like the way it looks. Certain angles I'm looking at it kind of looks awkward. I might just have to get a little bit used to it. I also feel like it's smaller than the old World Heavyweight title a little bit. It doesn't seem as big, and maybe that's part of it. But I am so happy he's champion. It's going to be a fun title run if I continue to watch and cover WWE main roster 2023. We also had a new women's champion in Asuka defeating Bianca Belair. She missed the mist. However, then spit it into her hand. Bianca took her up for a KOD, rubbed it in Bianca's eyes, got the win. Bianca's title reign is now over. Asuka's your new champ, and she didn't even show up on Raw. She said, fuck it.
Well, it's because she's not on Raw.
She's the Raw Women's Champion, is she not?
But she's on SmackDown.
Yeah, I know. It's all fucked up.
It's all types of stupid. Yeah. But we got a fantastic fucking match. People, of course, are mad for a multitude of reasons. One being Bianca lost. It was bound to happen, especially when you gave Asuka this character back of Kana. She needed something. You couldn't have had her lose again, So people were mad about that. People were mad. Well, and Bianca didn't lose clean. She got fucking mist in her eyes. So she clearly did not lose clean at all. And people were mad that it happened at Saudi. Should have happened. People were like, should have happened at Mania. Should have happened at this. Should have happened at that. I'm not disagreeing with you, but it was time because you couldn't have Asuka lose again. That is also kind of true.
Yep. Jade, Bianca, just taking them all away.
Both had very historic reigns, though. People got to give them the credit for that. Jade went over 500 days. Bianca went over 400. So they had
Jade
very
is
long
60
reigns.
and 1 now.
60 and 1, yeah.
Kenita Frank.
Yeah.
This is Creatia World. This is #1 news source on Pornhub for all that nerdish. You can say eat a dick. It's okay.
It's okay. We won't.
I said it this weekend. I was driving and we went through Lake Geneva to go up to my parents' house, and traffic was fucking terrible. And I'm doing 15 over the speed limit, and this Range Rover comes up on my ass and gets around me. And I'm like, you fucking piece of shit, you can suck a fucking dick. Not thinking that my daughter's behind me in her car seat. And she goes, Daddy, you shouldn't say that. Daddy, you shouldn't say that. And I'm like, I'm sorry. So then the next time I got mad, I said, I hope you get stuck behind somebody who's going 5 miles per hour under the speed limit for the rest of your trip to wherever you're going. So, yeah, I had to censor myself. Brock Lesnar defeats Cody Rhodes with the Kimura, but Cody doesn't tap. He passes out. Part of me thought like they're trying to do the Stone Cold Bret Hart thing here without the blood on the face kind of moment where he's so tough he passed out from the pain. I also saw a bunch of people complaining that he passed out because apparently they don't realize that you can be in so much pain that you faint that it becomes overwhelming, and they weren't even choking him out.
The Kimura doesn't even do anything with your neck. So why did he pass? Fuck off! Shut the hell up. We don't care. We know as smart people that you can pass out from pain. These fucking little nerds need to shut up and learn their plays.
I agree. The spot does not work without the blood. That's what made Austin's spot so memorable was the blood. So Cody,
wild.
Surprisingly, not blading and bleeding for this match.
Surprising.
And I don't know what the deal is with Saudi and if they allow that or if he could do that. So,
ooh, I don't know.
Your SmackDown Women's Champion, Raw Superstar Rhea Ripley, because I have to fucking say that every time now, squashes Natalya
in 69 seconds.
Wrecked Natalya in 69 seconds, ladies and gentlemen.
I couldn't have asked for anything better. That's all I wanted. It's all I needed. And again, people were mad that they flew them out there just for a squash match.
I'm never going to be mad if Natalya gets squashed. So.
Yeah. Well, and, they have to play into the fact that, Natty was one of the first women in a Saudi match. It was her and Lacey Evans. So, they got to, make sure people remember that. And you show how dominant Rhea is, taking out, as much as we don't necessarily like Natty, she's a veteran. She took out a veteran in 69 seconds.
Part of the Hart Dynasty.
Exactly. Time machine and all.
The only woman to graduate. I don't think I can say that. I'm not sure, but unless I'm wrong, the only woman.
The original dungeon?
To graduate from the dungeon. Yeah. Intercontinental title, Gunther, who is one of the few highlights in WWE right now, versus Mustafa Ali, and they fucking tore it down.
Oh, yeah. Ali
had a great match. I hate the power of positivity thing that, not really the power of positivity, that's New Day, but
Positive Ali.
Yeah, Positive Ali. They've done this gimmick before. They did it with DDP in WWE. It's a thing that they occasionally come back to. It never fucking works.
Never.
But the match was fucking awesome. They killed it.
Oh my god. The match, are we really surprised though? It was Gunther and it was Mustafa Ali. And Ali might not get a lot of screen time or anything, but he's so good.
Yeah.
So who's surprised? Not me.
And he's from Chicago, so we love our Chicago peeps.
We do.
3 women's matches, actually, because we also had Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. Night of Champions had the most women's matches on a card this weekend. Zoe Stark coming out, getting a little rub from Trish Stratus, getting a little love, helping Trish get the win. Becky out there in her Kill Bill outfit.
Ooh. So good. The gear, Trish's modest take on her main event gear she had with Lita. You gotta be a little modest there.
It's hard to be with your Trish.
They're massive. It's hard. That's why she let it down a little bit on Raw, as she should. But inserting Zoe into this is smart because now you don't have to have Trish in ring the whole time. Honestly, yeah. You can have Zoe be her muscle and Trish just be the mastermind. It's smart. And you're utilizing Zoe, who is really good and is being proven that she can go with the main roster.
She was cutting a better promo than Trish was last night, so I'm neither here nor there.
Trish was fumbling a little bit. Players
she had
fuck
some
up.
problems. Yeah, no. None of that matters, though, ladies and gentlemen. The only things that really, really, really mattered, obviously, new women's champion, world heavyweight champion, the main event of Night of Champions. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. They beat the living shit out of each other, and then the Usos show up. They're not supposed to be there. They were not invited. They beat the shit out of Kevin Owens, and I'm like, okay, this is not where I thought this was going to go. I got a little worried that we were going to stall this again. They get in the ring. They're beating up Sammy. Sammy ducks. Solo gets super kicked. Roman, who's outside from getting his ass whooped by KO, sees it, comes in, loses his shit, pushes Jimmy, pushes Jay, and Jimmy has had enough because he is nobody's bitch, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
Super kicks Roman Reigns. Jay doesn't know what to do. He's like, what do you do? What did you do? Paul is in utter shock, just hoping he doesn't get super kicked on the outside. He doesn't know what... He's just trying to shut the fuck up and stay out of it. Like, Jimmy is, I did this for you. I did this for us. It's just us now. We are the ones, just us. And super kicks Roman again. They leave up the rampway. Jay is still in just disbelief because PTSD is still setting in. He knows that ass whooping's coming.
So
but
proud.
he's got his brother with him now. Solo catches a stunner and a haluva kick, takes the pin. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens retain, and Roman had hit 1,000 days during this, and we are going to have 1,000-day celebration that probably isn't going to go the way Roman was hoping on SmackDown this Friday.
There's so many layers within this story alone in this match. I mean, Sammy finally being allowed to wrestle in Saudi is huge. Him coming out.
Was it allowed, or I thought he refused to do so because
of all of that, but since, ironically enough, like the feuds between the countries kind of subsided before they were planning this. So maybe allowed is not the correct word, but he finally decided, since it's safe for me to
felt
go.
Comfortable, yeah. And he got a hell of a pop.
Oh my God. He was tearing up. I was tearing up. KO was probably tearing up because Kevin refused to go without Sammy. That's why that was Kevin's first Saudi show too. And a lot of people forget that. So it was that, Sammy coming out in like the traditional gear, everything in the match. When the Usos came out, I had the same exact reaction to you. I was like, why are you beating up Kevin? Roman is right there. Like, what the fuck is this? I was getting a little mad. But, Jimmy getting sick and tired of his twin brother? Yes. I don't know. All the brothers. Just getting bullied by Roman. Super kick. The super kick heard around the world, but the second one, Jimmy tells Jay, I'm doing what you should have done a long time ago.
He tried. He tried real hard.
He did. But, PTSD is a hell of a thing. And Jay deserves an Oscar. Jimmy deserves an Oscar. Everyone, give them all Oscars. This is such good storytelling. This 1,000 days on Friday is going to be the most chaotic bullshit ever, and I'm so excited.
The only issue that I've had with this entire story was the involvement of Matt Riddle, because fuck Matt Riddle. Other than that, this whole thing has been great. We're near the end of the show. We do have something else we need to talk about that is not wrestling related. So if you tuned in and you're like, I wasn't expecting to see Smacking It Raw Light, thanks for joining us for our recap of the pay-per-view. But we do have some other stuff for you. First and foremost, you guys all know I personally have been extremely excited about Diablo 4 coming out. John actually hit me up, told me that he already pre-ordered it. He's looking forward to playing with me. Cannot wait for it to drop. And there's some news coming out of IGN, written by Ryan Leston. The first 1,000 Diablo 4 players to hit level 100 on hardcore will be immortalized in a giant demon statue. So Diablo 4's hardcore mode, not like the hardcore championship, completely different. Now has even higher stakes, immortalizing the first 1,000 players to reach level 100 by adding their names to a statue of Lilith, who is the main villain in this iteration of the game. Think you can cheat death? Ask Blizzard in the tweet below. Reach level 100 on hardcore mode and tweet Diablo 4 hardcore with proof you have to have your username immortalized on the statue of Lilith. So if I can do this, if I can just say fuck it and not do Smacking It Raw and not do Creatia Conversation until after I've reached it, TNT Leatherface will be right there underneath. Yeah, that is my gamer tag over there. Diablo's infamous hardcore mode has the highest stake of all. A single character death will permanently delete the character. But if you can rush through without succumbing to any of Diablo 4's monstrous bosses, you could have your battle tag immortalized forever. As well as reaching level 100 in hardcore mode, players will also need to submit proof in the form of photo or video to Blizzard. Terms and conditions also state that you'll need to tweet at the official Diablo account for your accomplishment using hashtag Diablo 4 hardcore, while also mentioning your battle.net battle tag. Of course, you also have to have the Tempered Champion in-game title, but that's awarded automatically when you reach level 100 in hardcore mode. Contest begins when Diablo 4 early access launches tomorrow. How many is tomorrow? The 1st or 31st? 30 days September. Okay, so 2 days. Launches on Thursday and ends when the first 1,000 names are gathered, or by September 1st if fewer than 1,000 players can reach this point.
Damn.
I want my name put on a demon statue.
Demon statue, Lilith.
As somebody who grew up in the church with religious upbringing, I think it's only fitting that I fight my way to level 100 on hardcore mode and have myself immortalized on a demon statue of Lilith.
I mean, that's finishing the story right there.
Gotta finish the story.
Gotta finish the story. Unlike Mr. Neck Tattoo over there.
Yeah, no, I'm so stoked for this game. I cannot wait to play. I really don't think I'm gonna, if I'm being honest with myself, I have a child, I have a wife, I have responsibilities as an adult. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, but I would love to.
I mean, you could try. Try your best. It may not be the first 1,000, but you can do your best, Matt. That's all we can ask for.
JJ said Impact's Under Siege was great. We talked about that a little bit on Friday. We had Powerbomb Jutsu on that talked about the Forgotten Son champion over there and stapling PCO's mouth shut. So we did mention Impact this past Friday, JJ. Also, this weekend, along with all of this wrestling that we watched and all the fun shit that we did, Katie, what else did we do?
Oh, besides no. Besides a near crazy experience that almost happened during said thing we did Scream 7 predictions.
Fun fucking show. That was a blast.
I don't usually go back and watch the post shows and everything that we do. I'm going to watch the entire live stream.
Listen, the post show was a time. I may have said some more shit than I should have said about myself and my history and my past. And, we talked about Reek being a stripper and what our stripper songs would be because Getcha was there. The core fucking four in full effect. Giving you all of the predictions for what we want to see or what could happen in Scream 7 and even some out-of-the-box shit like, I don't know, Marlon Wayans and Sean Wayans being the killers in the next movie to get revenge for the death of the Scary Movie franchise, something along those lines. I don't know. You'll have to go check it out and listen.
Yes.
But yeah, no, the whole show, including the post show, is we had a blast. So please go check that out.
Yeah.
You guys know where you can check that out? Well, we talked about it. You can check it out at youtube.com/Creatia World. You can check it out at twitch.tv/Creatia World if it's still up. I think it should be. But you can also go check it out at my favorite place, which is pornhub.com/model/Creatia World, because we are the #1 horror podcast, wrestling podcast, #1 news source for all that nerdish on Pornhub, everything podcast related. We are number one, so go check us out there. There are also some exclusives over there where you can watch me or the Rack and Katie and Guess watch porn parodies, and Katie suffer through the porn parody watch-alongs as she laughs her ass off at the dumb shit that the Rack says. And our guests, we had Will join us for Evil Head. We had Justin join us for the Texas Dildo Masquerade, both of which are still up and doing fucking fantastic, and we're a blast, so go check those out. You guys can follow us on social media for everything that we do. If you're like, oh, I can't believe I didn't hear about that, I missed it. Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at It's Creatia World, ITSCREATIA World. I only do the Twitter because I'm an old man and refuse to do the Instagram, and still have to get the login for TikTok tomorrow. But I have a TikTok that you can go check out all my Lego stuff at, and that's at Smacking It Raw on TikTok. CreatiaWorld.com. Go there. It is a link. It will get you essentially the link tree for all of everything that we do, whether it's that YouTube, whether it's Pornhub, whether it's the audio versions. If you don't want to watch the video, if you just want to listen, you can go check that out. You're not going to get the pre and post shows, but you'll get the meat of the content in the shows over on the audio versions as well. Or you can just go to Linktree/Creatia World. We have Facebook, Facebook.com/Creatia World. We're live there as well, as along with YouTube and Twitch, so you can watch us live on Facebook if that's your thing. If you want to join a group, we have Facebook.com/group/themdragons and Facebook.com/group/smackingraw. Whether you want to get involved in some wrestling discussions and chats during these major shows that we covered today, we have those going on over there in a very laid back and chill group where there is no drama, surprisingly for the IWC. Or if you just want to go talk about like House of the Dragon or Game of Thrones or just dragons in general, Travis will talk to you about dragons, dragon dicks, dragon dildos, all sorts of things. Anything dragon, go talk about it over there. Travis loves talking about dragons. So that is there for you for all of those things. Katie, where can they find you should they want to?
If they so want to, you can follow me on Twitter at KatieRasson13. The link tree I'm about to get all things She Elite Showcase. Twitch.tv/She Elite Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. It might be another solo Cicady this week, to be determined. If I can find somebody to join me, I'll figure it out. YouTube.com/She Elite Showcase. Watch videos because they're way more entertaining. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts if you want to listen. There's so much stuff over on that channel that I've grown. You can check all that out and all the writing stuff that I'm doing. I finished the House of Black piece. I told myself I'd get it done in a week, and I did, and I was very proud of myself. So you can go check that out and all my Wrestling Soulmates stuff that's in the Substack in the link tree. There you go.
And as always, you can follow me at Matt Ritter on Twitter only. It's at MATTRIDDER or at Getting Off. So Matt Ritter is for your wrestling content and Getting Off is for your horror content. Come check both those out. Follow me. Talk to me, do things. I'd appreciate it. Let me know how much you love our show. If you don't like our show, you can go fuck off. For Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe, host of the She Elite Showcase, Inside the Mind, and Story Time with Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe. Not that other thing that I said at the beginning of the show. I am the patron saint of podcasting, the warden, Matt Ritter, and this has been your number one news source for all that nerdish on Pornhub.